Bitcoin now is under my purple super long trend line. Is there any problem? Is it we already hit the top? Or what does it mean previously we have some institution funding in? Today I will give you some insight from the chart and some big announcement for the Bitcoin. Maybe this month we'll have one more big job for Bitcoin before the next run. So watch this video. So if you hold Bitcoin, this video is only for education. We don't recommend you any trade. Click like, subscribe, share with your friend. So now we look at Bitcoin. This is my exclusive indicator called YM Club Super Long. This check the super long term. Okay, but this is still a daily chart. So I want to show you the monthly chart first. The monthly chart I always mention you, I use YM Club Fast. This is a fast chart line to tell you every single time the peak. This is a Bitcoin monthly chart, one candle, 1 month. Basically, every time when they change in the direction, it means they're changing from bull market to bear market, and here from bear market to bull market every single time right away. When they get next to, like below to this red line, basically it means the market getting weak. And when they change the direction, this is a confirmation, this is a this is a bear market. Same thing, when they drop below and they change the direction, it's confirmed this is the end of the bull market. You should not buy here. The other one here, okay, this market basically in 2017 is a bit special. They have a double top. So they create another up and then again they drop below and then they change the direction to tell you, hey, this is end of this bull market. And then they go ahead. Okay, again here. This one, when they drop below, they tell you the first running signal, and then they go again. Because this red line did not change the direction, have you seen that? They cause you another top, and then they go up again. Okay? And now same thing happened. We have the red line, we still going upward. Okay? I confirm, we still going upward. Another thing I want you to look at is OBOS, the yellow candle here. When the yellow candle disappear, become the normal candle, the last yellow candle, the lowest point, it is the stop gain price. So let's say you buy when they change the market and you try to sell when they at the top. So this is a double confirmation. The first thing they had the yellow candle disappear, then they drop below. And then they also drop below the red line. So basically you sell on this candle. This is the laziest method to sell. Again here, when they drop below the yellow candle, you sell. That's it. When they drop below the yellow candle, you sell. Because many people get trapped here. Many people, like I know some people, they get trapped when they try to create another high. And then here, they give you here, right? Did they really drop below the last yellow candle? This one, they did not really close below the last yellow. It's only the wick, okay? And here, basically, they did drop below here. So this one is the first rolling. It's a bit like similar to here. And then they go up again. Now we still within the last yellow candle. And this yellow candle basically is around 105. 130. And this candle need to close the body, need to close below this candle. Then we will have some troubles. Okay. And another thing I want you to check is YM Big Buy. The things when I talk about monthly chart, I want to show you, are we still in the bull market or it's already done? Right? So the first thing I want you to look at is like when we have this top, the faster reaction, we can see some trace from the fund. Because the big money, they go out first. They don't go out on one day. They go out periodically, little bit by little bit. They don't want to alert the public, right? Does it make sense? Because they have so much money. They want to put in, they cannot sell at one point. They sell in one zone. Okay? For example, here, when they flash the red candle, although it's very slim, this basically is the top of the market. Okay, and then the next candle is interesting. The next candle, they show you a very long lower wick. So people will think, wow, people buying here, right? But the fact is, if you look at this, the big volume trader, basically they are running away. who cash this kind of stock here? Who cash the Bitcoin at this price? Individual. So I want you to realize how the institution, how the big money is playing here. You see the big volume trade here. People like big money, they selling. Okay? So the next one, I want to show you the next top here. Same thing. They drop below. At the same time, they flash the red candle. And although they create a second top, but here is divergence. And this is monthly chart. Monthly chart, big volume divergence, they have a problem. When they, it mean, what does it mean? It mean buying is much smaller than before. So basically the momentum is small. Okay, this is like a fake thing to attract you to go inside, and then they flash another red candle to confirm this is the end of the bull market, and the red light change direction eventually. Okay, and it's confirmed this is no game here, you should not buy anything here. And then they flash the purple thing, change the direction, then it tell you, hey, the money coming back. Okay, and at the end we have a confirmation end of the bear market. This is the monthly chart, so it's very clear. There's no trick here. So now what's going on? The red line going up. We are still in the uptrend. Number one. Number two, I want you to look at the fund. I want to give you a bit alert here. The fund is getting what? Lower and lower and lower. Okay, so this is a bit similar to when we are very close to the peak. We are not yet flashing the change the direction, but we are not yet there. But when you are very close to the peak, basically to tell you, hey, the money is not really that supporting because they're not really buying, you know? People talk whatever, people say, oh, Trump can change the Fed, oh, something, something, something. Oh, they will have stable coins, they will have Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. Yes. But if we look, let's say you don't have my indicator, you just look at the RSI. I want to show you how funny is that. So RSI is quite interesting. Every single market, the peak is lower. It's lower than the previous market. It's lower than the previous market. If you use one trend line to line up this thing, basically, you will see the trend is lower and lower and lower and lower. What does it mean? It means it is not really that strong. Okay? And this time, even Trump is on position. Even he tried to promote the Bitcoin. Everyone gets so excited. We have the ETF, we have this, we have that, we have ETH coming back, we have Solana coming back. At the end, when we look at Bitcoin, we are not that exciting. Look at this. Okay, we're not yet touching the blue line yet. So, two questions. First, can we? Is it possible to touch the peak already before the trend line here? Like if it's so weak, so it means it's possible they end up here and then boom go down. Yes, possible. Number one, this is the traditional indicator. This is why some people running away from the Bitcoin because they see the weakness. They see it's very high for the RSI already, right? So this is traditional indicator. But with my indicator, I can tell you so far we don't have a confirmation yet. Not yet. Okay? Maybe close, but not yet. The second thing, you need to understand this market is getting weaker and weaker. And hopefully they can go above 70 and go up to touch this blue line again. But remember, with the time going on, this blue line is getting lower. Okay? So and then they will have a big confirmation for the peak. Okay, so the other thing I want to look at is the blue line because I want to catch more detailedly what is going on in the last period cycle, and then we can make some comparison. Anything similar within this cycle. So now we look back for the weekly chart. The weekly chart I want to look at it, usually I use the red line because 1 week is one candle, right? But for the Bitcoin, I told you guys don't trade too much because the commission is quite expensive. But if we look at the weekly chart, blue line, this is okay. This is fine. You can you can see the trend, what is going on, how to tell this is a peak already or not. I want you to look at the blue line direction. Then you can see what is going on. So the last market, the last peak, the last cycle here, November 2021, 2021 here. You see, they changed the direction of the blue. Another market cycle here, 2017 December here. And then they change the direction of the blue. They create another similar top, but they change again. Okay? Usually it's not, but this market is a bit, this cycle is a bit interesting. And here, around the peak is 2013 November. And what happened is they changed the direction of the blue. It's very clear. The thing, this is the top area. This is the top area. This is the top area. And have we changed the direction yet? Not yet. Okay. So this is something I want to give you a bit more confidence. But why I say this month, maybe we'll have some troubles with Bitcoin. So I want to show you something here. Let me see. Fund entry. Okay. So another thing I want to mention is the last video I mentioned we have some YM chip entry for daily chart, and YM chip entry show institution come in, institution come in. Usually it only show around the relative low. How come not weekly chart? How come recently we are quite high for Bitcoin? We have this kind of green candle. How come? And do we have something similar in the past? So I want to explain you why we have this at this high point. The first thing is when we are at the high, we have this. It means the institution is buying and selling because institution is not one body. They have a few institutions. So it means they think differently. Some selling, some buying. That's it. That is so simple. But it may create some uh, kind of fluctuation of the market because imagine those big fund is buying selling, so they will create very fluctuating market. Okay, number one. Number two, when we look back, I want to look back the periods, what is going on. Did we have something similar or only in this market cycle? So when we look back, so the last cycle, to let me see, the first cycle in November 2013. So 2013 here, November. We have green chips here, you can see, which is in October. They flash the green here. You see, they have a big drop down and then green chips. Does it touch any support? They don't even touch support, but they do flash a purple candle is our OBOS to tell you this oversold. This is a buy signal. And this is also another buy signal. Another time, so this is the first cycle. We do have where we near the market cycle just before the last run, last bull run. Basically, they flash this candle. Institution come in, okay, in October. And then basically in this market in December, basically they start to drop. Okay? In October. And then the next month, the next cycle, 2017 December. Okay, so December, here is the peak. September, we have another drop here. Also show the OBOS purple candle. So one signal, another signal to tell you to buy in, this institution to buy in. And then they just hold for how many months? From 3,100 and then they go up to 18,700 in 3 months basically. Okay? September, December. So basically they have buy in September. Another thing I want you to look at, the latest market, 2021 November. This is the peak. Hello, we have also green chips here. We have green chips in September again. Okay, but this time we don't have a purple signal. Here they show the purple signal past the green chips. So this is quite and they show again. So I want to show you something. It's like, so our market cycle is roughly November, December is the peak every 4 years. Another thing, around September, the market tends to drop because this institution only buy what? In the low. It means right now, when we look at right now, when we go to right now 20250509. Okay. Now, right now, when we see here, we have this in August. Is it possible we do one, two, three, one more to come down? Is it possible in September? Hmm? If we look at this YM club super long, we are under this resistance. Okay, it doesn't look good because the resistance is going down, but this trend line is going down. Okay, so now institution use this last opportunity. If this market cycle follow the previous one, basically our peak is around November and December, and would be uh, September refresh some more green candle. So it's very possible they do A, B, C wave come down. And I want to show you if they come down, I will use my method to buy with OBOS, for example, the purple candle, or when they fresh again the YM chip entry, then I will buy. Okay. Or when they drop lower, basically this is the confirmation for sure. They will tell you, hey, this is the buy point. Because I want to follow me when I trade stock, I like to follow the institution to trade. Like they buy, I buy. Okay. Otherwise, I don't buy. That's it. So this is the point A, B, C. So I want to check with you if we use ABC theory, how far they can go lower. Okay. So let's say if sometimes they do this way. If the C minimum is A, I mean the length, the range. So roughly, this is a very roughly about 101. So about 1,000. Sorry, 100 and 1,000. That's it. Okay, you can drop to here. Basically, it hit around this kind of level of support. It's possible. I didn't say it's guaranteed, never. I don't use this kind of traditional method to trade stock anymore because everyone know the trick and then they start to change right now. Okay, but I want to show you how is it possible this month. Is it possible we cause another green candle here, YM chip entry? Then they cause some, let's say if here they don't come back up because they have candle going down already. If they don't have the whole body go up above this blue line and the blue change the direction to downward, then it means what I just told you, the assumption is very likely to happen. They will fresh another, it's possible, hopefully, otherwise it's a bit tough, but likely because in the other free cycle we have the same pattern. We have discount green chips, so it's likely we happen to have another bunch of green chips. Then we go up again. Okay, because I told you this. If we look at the Fibonacci level, basically this is not the end of the market. Should be around, it should be upper 117 something or even higher minimum. So this is my roughly prediction, but it doesn't mean it is guaranteed to reach that point. Okay, because when I trade, I don't really trade with the target market. I don't the target price. I don't trade with the resistance, but I trade with the signal, because those prediction is, how do you say, it's not guaranteed 100%. So I trade with signal. When I really see a sell signal, then I sell. Of course, when you hit here, when they have one candle drop below both line like this is a very strong sell signal to sell to tell you sell. And even the purple go down to sell. Why? Because they tell you every single time the peak and the lowest point of the market. You see here and here. So if you have my indicator, you don't need to look at so many other stuff. When you just look, you just roughly you can tell already where is the top zone, where is the bottom zone. So here is the top zone, here is the bottom zone, here is the top zone. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? Here, bottom zone. Okay, here, top zone. This is a very easy method to see. And now we just finished the top zone. Okay, is it possible to create another bottom and go up? Yes, it's possible. But I just want to tell you, basically around 119 thousand, basically this is a sell signal. Okay, with this method, I mean, you buy here around 83 and then you sell around 119. And then another low is previously. Okay, another low around here. So we have different method each time to buy and sell. I want you to be smart. Don't rush in the market, especially when everyone talk about the stock or the coins. Be smart because those news actually manipulating you. So what is going on now? So September, I told you, very if this one they don't hold a strong support and they drop below, basically it's very possible they will go lower. Okay, they go lower according to the history. We may fetch another yellow candle, another green candle in YM chip entry. Then you confirm this is another the best opportunity to enter the Bitcoin before the last run because by history, suppose November and December is the peak. But there's no guarantee. No one say guarantee. There's no such a guarantee. But they tell you before it happened this way. Okay, so this is the update today. If you like my video, click like, subscribe, share with your friend. Your support means a lot to me. If you are very interested into this indicator, you can click the link in description. I see you in the next video. Bye.